How goes it, everybody? Welcome back to Patterson Properties. Hopefully, you guys are having a great day and all that good stuff. It's Saturday. Hey, we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it do what we have to do. All right. And before I get started, please do the great three free things: like, share, and subscribe. It's always greatly appreciated, and it's free. And if you know it's free, then it's me. All right. Now, today's subject matter is we're talking about our lovely neighbors slash country to the north. Toronto, Canada, as some locals will call it, the T dot or the T dot O and whatnot. And of course, they're like all real estate markets around the world, not just the United States of America, has been affected and whatnot in a specific way. Even though, like I said, in the U.S., inventory is low, so prices have gone up, and good old interest rates are at historic lows. So that's changed the trajectory of real estate within 2020 as well. Especially given the fact there was a time frame where nothing could be sold for at least, but I believe it's from March to May and whatnot. Things were basically shut down. That was a shutdown time. But after reading this article the other day, which was very, very interesting, I thought that this was interesting because for the simple fact that we as Americans forget how other real estate markets are actually affected in other specific countries. A lot of times we just forget about other countries altogether unless there's a real issue going on. So the article really went in on Toronto, Canada. In the real estate market in Toronto, Canada, its prices actually have surged at 11%. In 2020, Canada's real estate prices median are at between 527,000 to 693,000, obviously, depending on which part of the country you're in. Obviously, if you're in a more rural part of the state, the prices go down. There has been a 7% increase since 2019. I'm sorry, 2019, and throughout the entire country of Canada, is showing 97% of the nation has seen strength in their market. The article stated that, however, Toronto has one of the greatest housing bubble risks, more than any other major city on the North American continent. Now, this definitely surprised me that the average prices in Toronto, Canada reached about, and not your, mansions, but average prices in Toronto, Canada reached about 975,000. That to me, I think that's more than New York City. You know what I mean? Because even I believe New York City prices, you could at least get a home for, especially now because a lot of people are fleeing the city, between at least 400,000, 600,000. That actually kind of shocked me. And it's actually reached up to about 900,000 and $980,000 by the end of September of 2020. So that says a lot. We're almost in November right now. So those are some high prices. So those kind of prices, I would imagine more people probably going to be leaving the city of Toronto. Another thing that is happening all over the United States and Canada, the thing is that more and more buyers are looking to purchase properties in smaller towns and cities in order to have more space. Or, in my opinion, buyers are wanting to get more the good old bang for the buck, as the old saying goes. So one of the biggest reasons why Canada's real estate market is so vulnerable is because with COVID-19 slowing down, there aren't everything such as immigration, which allows more and more people and money slash tax revenue and business connections to take place and circulate and percolate, as I always like to say. This is very interesting because with high prices that I mentioned when it comes to real estate, they far exceed what most workers can afford. It's like in certain parts of America, like New York City, San Francisco, San Diego, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., where people are leaving at a very, very fast pace, especially the first cities that I mentioned, first three cities that I mentioned, and it's not getting any better. Number one reason why is because they cannot afford to live there anymore. Like, you can't afford to live any place else, and you see a life is better elsewhere, then it just doesn't make sense for you to reside there anymore. Now, in my personal opinion, there has always been more middle class and poor people than quote unquote rich people, um, on a regular basis. And, the well to do people on a regular basis within the United States. And I would imagine it's the same way in Canada, even though it's quote unquote a socialized country where, you have access to certain things, but you pay higher taxes, no matter what part of the world you live in. I think it's going to even itself out in regards to your payment plans. Just might be, one might be a little bit higher or lower than the other, but they always find a way to even itself out. So at the end of the day, we shall see what happens and go from there. Even though prices in Toronto have gone up, the homes aren't really being sold at a very fast pace. That's what did not surprise me, because my mindset is if you can't afford to buy something, it's not really going to go. It's not really going to sell. So the suburban areas outside of the city of Toronto, like Oshawa, Hamilton, Mississauga, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, and Windsor and Ontario, Canada. Also, condos within Toronto have seen, as of September of 2020, 49% price appreciation. However, the article said that a price decline may be on the way in certain areas. The article really went in on downtown area, where at one time people wanted to reside in the downtown areas of major big cities, but because of people living in close proximity during the pandemic of COVID-19, that's had more of an influx of people wanting to leave the major cities nowadays. And I get it. Close quarters living is not looking, too good right now for a lot of people. The shift, because a lot of people, no matter what a state or a city government or federal government is doing, a lot of people are practicing as much social distancing on their own. I get it and I respect it. To each his own. And if you have that option, why not? Okay, because my thing is, life always gets better when you have so many options. Hey, that's what makes America a great place, when having options, right? I know, but anyways, we're talking about Canada, and it all boils down to the real estate market and where you reside in, and you never know what might happen if one country becomes so expensive. Then you're gonna have more people leave that country. I mean, I've heard of a lot of people leaving parts of Europe, or and possibly, you never know, it might happen in Canada if the cost of living gets too high. It's just dollars make sense, and everybody's paying attention to their pockets more than anything else. Also, with the economic shift in jobs from disappearing due to the stay-at-home economy slash workers economy, which in my opinion is going to completely change the housing market altogether, because I predict that more neighborhoods will become more vacant. And it's a sad prediction, but more neighborhoods will become more vacant, and possibly in places like Toronto, and New York City and Los Angeles, etc. If the price of real estate and just doesn't go down, it's just what it is. If you can't afford to pay the rent, and if you can't afford to buy, then why would you reside there? So I can't speak for where people are going to in Canada, but I know in the United States, most people are either moving down south, moving to the Midwest, or moving to other parts of Middle America and whatnot, because they want to live where they can afford. It's just what it is. People live where they can afford to live at the end of the day. Doesn't matter what anybody's personal opinions are. The dollars make sense. All right. So you might see more. I mean, because a great example, even before COVID-19, in parts of New York City, you had a lot of vacant buildings that were owned by people who did not even live in the city or live in the United States of America. And that could possibly become a thing in Toronto, Canada, if the prices don't go down. I'm just saying. But you never know. We all have to remain optimistic and all that good stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. No disrespect to our neighbors to the north. Toronto was actually a city I wanted to check out a long time ago, and I still want to go there and look forward to it. But if you need a neighborhood wholesaler, definitely check out Patterson All Properties. We wholesale real estate. We purchase delinquent tax properties and wholesale them all at the same time as well. And if you have distressed property, definitely let us know. Contact us. It's in the description. And also, if you are a real estate investor, let us know. Contact us. Information is in the description all at the same time. So hopefully you guys have a great day. Do a great 3 free things like you see behind me. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day, family.